What's up, guys? Welcome to Do Whiskey. My name is Jeff. This is a channel where I offer my thoughts and opinions on a specific whiskey, and if you stick around to the end, I'll be giving it a score as well. If that sounds interesting, hit subscribe down below. With that out of the way, let's jump into our review. Today we're looking at the Timorous Beastie 13-year-old Meet the Beast. Stick around. Meet the Beast. Not only is that how I introduce myself when I go on one of my classic weekend flashing sprees, it's also the name of a whiskey. Now, this whiskey is from the Timorous Beastie line from Douglas Laing, and it's a line that I actually really like. So far, I've had the 12-year-old cask strength and the 18-year-old, both excellent. So Timorous Beastie is part of Douglas Laing's remarkable regional malt series. Timorous Beastie focuses on the highlands. You also have the Epicurean for the lowlands. You have Big Pete for Isla. You have Scallywag for Speyside. And you have the Galdrins for Campbelltown. I think that's it. Anyway, I've tried a little bit from all of them. And so far, the line that's impressed me the most is this one, is the Timorous Beastie. And that is part of the reason that I picked this bottle up. The other reason being that this was nominated for an OSWA last year in the 2022 Online Scotch Whisky Awards. It didn't win. I think in the end, it only got like 8% of the votes. But just being nominated at all for an OSWA is enough to put a certain bottle on my radar, especially if it's from a line that I like. Anyway, if you take a look at the bottle, or if you head over to the website, you'll find that this is a special release. It's one of 3,000 bottles. It's a blend of single cask whiskeys. It's obviously all 13 years old. It's all from the Highlands, and it's cask strength. And that's about all I know about this whiskey. I gotta say though, the best thing about the website is not the description that we get, it's the assurance of quality. So if you check out the top of the page, you'll find the official Douglas Laing seal of approval. So they gave themselves their own official seal of approval, which is great. Because I was worried. I was worried that the whiskey I was buying was not going to be of the finest quality, and I'm not worried anymore. These seals of approval are extremely prestigious. They're not just handing them out to anybody. Anyway, we've got 13 years. That's a good age statement. We've got cask strength, always a good thing. Douglas Laing Timorous Beastie, it's again a line that I'm a fan of, so on paper this is looking good. Let's find out where I land on it. Let's jump into our review. In the meantime, if you'll kindly leave a like down below, that'd be greatly appreciated. We've got a nice ABV of 52.5%. That's actually kind of my favorite-ish ABV. That's right in the sweet spot for me. It's also non-chill filtered and it's natural color, so we're looking good. So usually I do like the remarkable regional malts line in terms of their look. They have a very kind of interesting, busy, steampunk aesthetic. This one I think I like a little bit less. We have like glowing red eyes on the mouse. We have claw marks on the box. It's a bit tacky. We'll give it 2.5 out of 5 for presentation. We do have non-chill filtered natural color on the label. It says that it's a blend of single casks from the Highlands. It says that it's natural cask strength. We have some tasting notes. So in terms of info, everything is looking good. It's just kind of a tacky look. On the nose, our whiskey is bright and clean. We get plenty of citrus in here. So I'm getting lemon, lemon zest, tangerine, there's honey, there's ginger, and there's certain like fermented yeasty notes in here. So like fermented tropical fruits, star fruit maybe. There's also some underripe banana in here, like green banana. There's white pepper, there's white chocolate. The standout here is definitely the citrus though. It's almost like a lemon disinfectant note. For the palate and finish, things start off with a sharp, spicy, clean, peppery, gingery arrival. It is a little bit hot, it's a little bit metallic, it's lemony, again with that like lemon disinfectant. Now, of course, this is the part where people chime in and say, oh, Jeff, you drink disinfectant? Yeah, I do actually. I think it's delicious. You know, some people say it causes brain damage, but I think there's also some orchard fruits in here, lingering on some sour peaches, unripe bananas. There's more of that metallic note. There's some white pepper. It's a long finish. All right, so this stuff is a lot less polished than I was expecting. It's more rugged than I was expecting. I think with the red highlights that we get on the label, I was expecting more of like a sherried influence. There might be a tiny bit of sherry in here, but it's definitely not dominant. I think they just wanted to give the mouse glowing red eyes to show that it's a monster, that it's a beast, and it is. Now, right out the gate, do I think this one deserved an OSWA nomination? No, I don't. I don't really get it. Now, it's not a whiskey without its own character. It has a character, and A lot of us whiskey nerds do seek out stuff that's like rugged and punchy and spicy and biting, and those adjectives do apply here. But the thing is, being biting and punchy and all those things doesn't mean you're a good whiskey, especially something like this where I feel like the metallic note is way too dominant here. I do like the nose. I think the nose is definitely the best part of this whiskey. We get these really intriguing, like yeasty, fermenty, fruity notes, but after that it goes downhill. And some of those notes do carry over onto the palate and finish, but they quickly get overwhelmed by some of the more barp and shiting notes. Barp and shiting. Okay, Jeff. Sharp and biting notes. And here's the thing, guys. I like a rugged whiskey as much as the next guy. I think it works great when you have stuff like your classic laddies, your Craigellachties. There's a whole slew of examples. I don't think it works well for this whiskey, and it can work for the Timorous Laing. The 12-year-old cask strength, for example, has some of those elements, but they're better incorporated. They work better with that whiskey. Here, not so much. I think a lot of the problem with this one is that it comes off young for its age. Like, if I had to guess, I'd probably guess this is around 10 years old. The 12-year-old, which is obviously a year younger, comes off much more refined, much more mature than something like this. Yeah, again, it's those metallic notes, it's those sharp notes. Again, I don't mind some youthful bite when it's well done. I don't think it works here. We even have a little bit of that papery note and some sourness. So the 12 obviously is much better. I've also reviewed the 18 on the channel. I really enjoyed that one. That one's much better. Even just the standard regular Timorous Beastie, I think is better than this. Of all the ones I've tried from the line, this one is my least favorite. At the end of the day, the issue with this whiskey is balance. And I know balance is one of those terms that gets thrown around in whiskey all the time. It's used pretty loosely, but ultimately it just means that your flavors have some harmony to them. They work well together. Nothing clashes, nothing overwhelms, and I don't think that's the case here. So yeah, this one, I don't know. I really do like Douglas Laing. I really do like the Remarkable Regional Malt series. I think it's a really interesting series. Some of the whiskeys are shining beacons of what can be achieved with blended malt. Blended malt, of course, is a category that's growing in popularity, and yeah, it's a mixed bag. This is just one of the lesser ones for me. I don't much care for it. I'm going to score it 81. It's one of those whiskeys that should be a hit on paper. Everything works for me. You know, we have our cask strength. It's natural presentation. Nothing about it tastes cheap. Nothing about it tastes engineered, but I just don't connect with it. I think if you're a big Timorous Beastie fan and you're not totally turned off by my description, or if you're someone who's okay with some more biting metallic notes in your whiskey, yeah, you could give this one a shot. Plenty of OSWA voters thought it was very good stuff. They nominated it. I must be missing something. So this is actually one of the more expensive Timorous Beasties out there. I paid more for this one than I did the 12-year-old cask strength. I paid more for this one than I did the 18-year-old even. And not just with regards to Timorous Beastie, in terms of the regional malt line on the whole, this is probably the most expensive bottle I've ever bought from them. And it's one of the worst ones. So I don't feel like I got my money's worth, and I wouldn't recommend you guys picking it up either. All right, that's it for me today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. If you want to help support the channel, I do have the Patreon. Otherwise, you can like, comment, subscribe. Always appreciated. This is one that I want to hear from you about. Have you tried this one? Do you like this one? Did you nominate this for an OSWA? What is it you see in it? What am I missing? I am kind of curious about that. As usual, you can let me know what you want to see me review next. You can put it in the comments down below. And we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.